Somebody has to say it, so I'll go first.
Nope. Nobody needed you to say it. It didn't need to be said. You don't need to say the thing. As a matter of fact, it would be a lot better for you if you didn't say the thing. But I have a feeling you're gonna say it anyway.
If you do not fit in one airplane seat, you either need to buy a second seat or airlines need to offer a designated plus size seating. Because the fact that I paid for my seat and now I'm squished, sweating, and leaning into the aisle because a stranger's hip is halfway in my lap, no ma'am, that's not fair. Cruel? No. Honest? Yes. If you need more room, you deserve comfort too, but it shouldn't come at the cost of the person beside you.
Hey, Karen, I think I'm understanding your logic. Is your name's Karen, right? No? Anyway, Karen, I'm understanding your logic and I want to expand your logic and this thought train that you're on. So, if someone who is obese or morbidly obese is then required to purchase an extra seat, then by that logic, you, with your children, should be required to buy out an entire plane because no one wants to hear screaming children for 2 hours on a flight, right? So preemptively, we should just have you're only allowed to fly private now, and you have to purchase that, right? What about Karen, when you get on a plane and your perfume is so strong that it actually makes me nauseated? So you should be required to purchase the whole back row so that you can sit back there and stink it up with your expensive perfume because you decided to take a bath in it, right? Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think people should be smelled before they get on the plane. Oh, your perfume's too strong? Okay, we're gonna need you to purchase these 2 extra seats. You have to sit all the way in the back under the fan so we can try to pump some of that air out because your perfume is too strong. Let's see how else we could do this. So, if somebody had a handicap or a disability or they needed additional accessibility in order to be on a plane, well, they should be required to buy an extra seat, right? Because, I mean, your comfort shouldn't be put in jeopardy because that person in a wheelchair needs extra room, right? Yeah. I think you might actually be onto something. We should just let these airlines just charge us willy-nilly for everything like they're already doing when it comes to bags and the size of bags. And hey, let's give our employees incentives to not get that, carry-on bag on the plane. You get an incentive if you get it shipped through on the bottom. Let's do that. Let's make an incentive plan where if you feel like, as an employee of an airline, that someone is not fitting in their seat correctly for whatever reason, their perfume is too strong, their kid is crying, or they're obese, then maybe those employees should be able to go, I'm sorry, you're going to need to purchase extra seats, or I'm sorry, you've got a screaming baby, so now you have to go get on another plane. Are you beginning to understand how ridiculous this logic train is taking you? Because you jumped on it thinking that it was going to Happy Town, but it's not. It's slowly devolving as it's going downhill and building up speed and becoming more and more ridiculous. So, yeah, you get to be more comfortable if that person is forced to purchase an extra seat. But how would you feel if you were said person and someone went to sit next to you and said, hey, your perfume is too strong, I can't sit next to you. They took one look at your outfit and said, I'm sorry, I can't sit next to somebody who's in a flowery blouse. This person, I am anti-flowers. I am allergic to flowers. I can't sit next to them. And then the airline said, oh, well, because you've caused a problem, you now have to purchase an extra seat because no one's going to sit next to you in your flowery blouse, right? Do you see how it like devolves because it doesn't make sense to begin with? Is everyone packed into an airplane like a can of sardines? Yes. If there was such a thing as, you know, larger seating for bigger bodies, which is my nice way of putting it, not the way you put it, then everyone would be forced to pay that additional price because everybody's packed in like a sardine for a reason. It's because that's as many as they could pack in to be able to get the price per flight the way that it is. So if you then want to change the seating, that price is going to affect everyone. So then if we were to apply your logic that just went away on the crazy land logic train, then all flights would be expensive for all people. And you would find that your pricing would go up by a considerable amount based on how many larger seats they included because they were there. And they would be reserved for only people with bigger bodies. So that means you wouldn't be able to get that seat if you didn't have a bigger body, which means then people would have to pay for those bigger seats even if the seats were empty. Do you see how it's just continuing down the drain? You just didn't think this through. It's giving Karen. It's giving I only care about me. It's giving I'm the type of person that would cause a problem on a plane for an innocent mom whose kid is crying and she's doing everything she can to make it stop. It's giving you think that your comfort is the only thing that matters because you paid for it. And you're masking it under the guise of, well, you should be comfortable too. Well, I can assure you no one would be comfortable sitting next to you. You probably one of those people that talk to people on the plane, even though they have headphones on, they got an eye thing patch on, right? They're like the little eye sleepy mask, right? And they're very clearly trying to not have a conversation with you. I bet you're one of those people that's just a chatterbox the whole time. You know what? They should make it so that if that happens, you should be able to push that call button and you get a fine. You get a fine that is immediately awarded to the person sitting next to you that had to listen to you speak. See, at what point does it end? Because once you open up the floodgates to ridiculousness, that's exactly what you get. And that's the part that you didn't think through. If you've watched this video this far, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the ride. If you are on a GLP-1 medication and you're looking for helpful tips and tricks, make sure you go check out my other videos. If you're looking for a positive-only support group where we don't allow Karens like this, definitely check it out in the description box below. And as always, be kind, rewind.